Good morning to all of you. Welcome to Legal Matters by Sai Babu Sankara. Friends, in the Law of Torts class, that is in the first semester, I have given a detailed discussion on section 166 of the MVAct or the Motor Accidents Claims Tribunal, which is there to award compensation in case of motor vehicles, which is a policy of the victimology. Even though section 357 is there to compensate the victims, but the specifically compensation part is concerned in the Motor Vehicles Act, particularly right from 165. Right? So, the Motor Vehicle Accident Claims Tribunal, they'll be deciding the amount of compensation to be paid basing on the, that a chart will be there. By that, suppose if a man is employed, what is salary, how much has to be deducted as the personal expenses, all these things they will calculate and award the compensation, normally basing on the particular formula. But here, one incident came where the deceased was a woman, no occupation. So you cannot say for a woman that there is no occupation. She was a homemaker. She was a homemaker. Suppose if she is an employee, yes, definitely you can calculate basing on the salary and other things. But to calculate the compensation for a homemaker is definitely, it needs wide approach, because money cannot make up the, please remember, money cannot make up the compensation or the salary for a married woman or homemaker. This was held by the Delhi High Court, Justice Gaurang Cant, in the case of that is National Insurance Company versus LRs of Sukhbir Singh. National Insurance Company versus legal representative of Sukhbir Singh. Right. So coming to the facts of the case, please remember, the woman along with others, so she died in a road accident. And the legal representatives, they filed a case of compensation before the Motor Vehicle Accidents Claims Tribunal. So, where insurance company, of course, the local MACT, that is ADJ, he has awarded some compensation, maybe around 15 lakhs. So now it has come to 15.95. So he awarded some 14 lakh. But insurance company argued, or they came in appeal before the High Court, stating that since there was no salary or since there was no income certificate, since she is not employed, so the compensation is absolutely heavy. They need not pay that much of compensation. Then in this case, our Honorable High Court observed that you don't underestimate the services of a homemaker. You cannot estimate the salary to be paid to a homemaker, because the lady, as a homemaker, she plays the role of a wife, a mother, a daughter-in-law, and more characters. అందుకే శ్లోకం ఉంటుంది, కార్యేషు దాసి కరణేషు మంత్రి భోజ్యేషు మాత సైనేషు రంభ క్షమయా ధరిత్రి. The wife plays different roles which you cannot underestimate. So they cannot be accurately quantified in monetary terms. So that is the greatness of the woman. Justice Gaurang Kant, he made the observation when the argument, in response to the argument by the advocate of the insurance company, which argued that in the absence of the income certificate, in the absence of the education certificate, in the absence of, so the notional income of a homemaker could not be based on the Minimum Wages Act. Normally, as insurance company, they will be arguing like that only. Of course, we cannot also find fault with them. But the observations of the court are more important. What the court say? Highlighting the multifaceted gratuitous services by the homemaker to her family. The court emphasized the need for a wider approach. So while deciding the compensation of such individuals, yes, definitely we have to agree. Of course, insurance company, yes, it is also correct. We cannot find fault with the insurance company. But the ramifications or the effect of the homemaker as a mother, as a wife. So early in the morning, she has to, right, her routine begins from fetching the milk, from heating the same, making coffee, then waking up the children, and making, preparing food or a tiffin or breakfast for the family members, and filling up the lunch box to the children, sending them or dragging them or taking them up to the bus, then coming home, then making preparations for the bath and other things of her husband. After sending her husband, then she completes the so-called kitchen work. So even that Sampurnesh will be so many giving dialogues like showing of TV షోరూంలో సంపూర్ణేష్ బాబు చెప్తాడు, ఆడదంటే ఏమంటే మాడిపోయిన ఉప్మా అత్తగారికి పెడితే, ఎందుకంటే టీవీ సీరియల్ అత్తగారు బిజీగా ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి ఇలా పెట్టే మనిషి ఎరా ఆడ మనిషి అంటుంటాడు. కాబట్టి ఎస్, యూ కెనాట్ అండర్ ఎస్టిమేట్ ద సర్వీసెస్ ఆఫ్ ఎ హోమ్ మేకర్ అండ్ యూ కెనాట్ క్వాంటిఫై. సో అల్టిమేట్లీ ది అవార్డ్ ఆఫ్ the so-called MACT, it has correctly calculated the national income based on the Minimum Wages Act, and of course they have raised it to 25%. Now the compensation is 15.595 lakhs awarded. So very good decision by the Honorable High Court of Delhi. So please read the judgment and enrich your legal knowledge. Thank you.